today's lecture, we are going to see what improvements we can make in our MIS or what things can make MIS much better. So, for this, we have to study the peoples who are involved in our organizations. So for improvement of MIS, you have to study the peoples, the organizations, and the technologies that has been going to be used in your systems. So if you study all of these things, then you might be able to make your MIS much more better than before. We have studied what is an MIS and how you can make an MIS for an organization, benefits, everything. Now, uh, in the wind up lecture today, we will see what improvements can much further made in it. So the first thing is to study peoples. So in study peoples, you have to interact with the how the individuals, the persons, the people in the organization interact with your technology, the processes that are involved in the system, the information in the organization. So first of all, you have to define the goal. Okay, you have to define what is the goal of your MIS. For what purpose you are going to design an MIS. For example, if it is if you are working in a multinational company or any business organization, so you have to develop a MIS for that company, and you have to first study what kind of peoples are working there, what are their requirements, their technology requirements. So first you have to define the objective. Okay, what you have to understand the specific aspects of MIS you want to improve. You have to define in your objective that you have to make improvements in the technology part, or in the management part, or in the automation part, in what part you want to make changes or improvements. So okay, so it will enhance the user experience. Okay, as much as your system is improved, the user might be get more attractive towards your here the user can be the people that are going to use the MIS in the organization. So if you improve your system, then it might enhance the user experience. It will increase the efficiency. Efficiency refers means it can increase the reliability of the system. It can improve the decision making processes. That if you define your objective clearly, that if you made some changes or some improvements in the certain part of your system, like in the technology part, in the networking session of your system, it will improve your decision making, that what kind of decision you have to take for your organization, or the throughput of your business goals. So this can be might be helpful. So the first step is to define the objective, where you have to make changes, where you are going to improve, which part you are going to improve, everything. Then you have to identify your stakeholders. While studying people, you have to study the key stakeholders, the peoples who are affected or who are involved in your MIS. That can be your employees, your managers, your IT personnel, your CEO, your up top management, and the vendors. Every person who is going to be the part of the MIS. For example, how employees are connected with MIS. They might get daily updates, their working tasks from that system, their daily attendance, everything. So in this way, the employees are involved in it. Then how the managers are involved in it. MIS provide information to the managers about how the employees are carrying their task on, or how what is going on in the organization, how the products are going to be produced, production related to production tasks, everything a manager have to be informed. So the manager is involved in this way. The IT personnel will manage the networking things, or the technology related tasks. So these are all the peoples who are involved in your system. So you have to identify the stakeholders. if you want to make improvement, you have to identify what kind of peoples and what kind of departments are going to interact with your system, and where you have to make several changes. So you have to understand their needs. What are the needs of a manager? For example, the basic need of the manager could be the daily updates of the organization, how their employees are carrying out their work, or how the workflow is going to be, or what will be the needs of an employee. An employee might want a better user experience for a daily, they might want their daily tasks in a better way from the system. This kind of need can be of an employee. So these, you have to understand the needs of the each and every person that is involved in your system. uh, After you have been have a prior knowledge about the peoples, then you might improve the system. Okay, then you have to conduct the surveys and interviews. You can conduct the surveys and interviews all the people in your organization. Like if you want to make some improvements or changes in your system, you might take an interview or a walk-in interview of all the managers for understanding their needs, or through questionnaires. Okay, questionnaire is a paper where you can ask several questions from the people, and it might include the users certifications, training can be need. So everything, you, if you want to make change and you don't know what things are have to be improved, you can conduct interview of managers personally, IT professionals, to understand their needs. You can conduct an interview of the employees, what kind of issues if they are facing with the current system, and if they have any requirement or any update they want in a system. So for understanding their needs, you can also conduct the interviews. Okay, then the next is observe workflow. Okay, if you want to make improvement, you have to observe the workflow. Workflow means the daily activities that has been taking place in your organization. You have to pay the attention workflow patterns, like how these your production tax is carrying out daily, how the employment information is going is circulating in MIS daily, how manager is getting the information, how the marketing department is getting the updates or using your MIS. You have to understand how the workflow is carrying out in your organization. You can also take the can have the identify areas where technology can be better integrated. Okay, you can also see the areas of where the technology can be might work better, if you can integrate, if you want to improve your MIS, you can also put a daily tax update for the employees, or you can also, your MIS can also calculate the per hour salary of the employees, how much according to the work you can calculate the salary. So you can add different kind of features by understanding the workflow pattern, where you think that if a task is taking much more time. Okay, if a manual task is taking much more time, so you can take a way to make it automated. Okay, you can automate that task using your MIS for that improvement. The user analytics. Analytics means analyzing. Okay, you can use different kind of tools. Okay, user tools to gather the data, how the different users are interacting with your system. You can also use the popular features. You can track the usage patterns, that how many percent of MIS is going to be used in daily tasks, how the user may struggles to understand the system, and how the data can be complemented. Okay, it can be qualitative from surveys and interviews. So analytics can be used to analyze the daily activities of a user if you want to make improvement in any area. So by using the user analytics, you can also study the different peoples that are working in your organization. Then training needs analysis. For example, if you want to train your user, Okay, if you want to train your if you have hired a certain number of employees and you want to train them, so you have to identify the knowledge or skills that may be useful or can be effectively used for MIS. Many people don't know how to use that system or how you are going to use your system to train that people. Okay, in this era, mostly the training or training of the employees or everything is done by using AI. So you can also integrate a AI feature in your MIS to improve the training part of the organization, that how you can train or address the needs of the people, how you are going to train the new trainees. So you can also make your MIS better by integrating some AI working things or features in it. You can also collaborate with the IT professionals, the IT department of the your organization, to understand what are the technical needs, the rules, and the responsibilities of your MIS, just to make some improvement in it. You can also meet them, communicate them, ask them if there is something that can make this technology much better for both user needs, for the organization purpose, for technology capabilities. As we seen that MIS is very useful for how it carry out the business tasks, for from identifying the competitors, what they are doing, how their product will be launched, what risk they have to face, what are the pros and cons if their product is going to be launched. So everything is done automatically by the system. So by knowing all this, you can again contact with your IT department team. So if your system is doing all these things, so what features can be maybe include to make it more effective? So then you can implement the iterative changes. Okay, for the improvement, you can make small incremental changes based upon the user feedback. For example, a group of managers or a employee asks you if the system may contains this feature, then it might be helpful for us. So you make a certain update for them. Then another group of people, which might include your vendors, and asks you if you give us the daily report of the electronics or the things we supplied, how many things you need next time for your production, that might be helpful for us. So you include another feature into it. So in this way, you can continuously improve your system in iterations. Okay, iterative means in iteration, in step by step. Okay, in a small incremental way, you improve your system without causing the major problem. So you have to improve your changes or feature in that way that it doesn't affect the rest of your system. Okay, so by following all these steps, you can understand how you can interact with the people, how you can identify the needs for the improvement. Okay, so this is the user centric approach, means the all the things are you are going to done on the behalf of user. Okay, on according to the need of the user, for the efficiency of your system. Then for the you have seen how you can make the system better while studying the peoples. Now let's see how studying the technology can be make certain improvement in your system. First, you have to see what the current technology is. First of all, you have to understand the existing technology. What kind of technology is working at the back end of your infrastructure of your MIS? Infrastructure refers to the complete architecture of your MIS. You have to identify the hardware, what kind of database. For example, if we talk about in this modern era, Marin is going to be the most useful language for the web development purpose. If I say that MongoDB is the better database for that purpose, so you have to identify what is the current technology stack, what is the better server for your system, what kind of softwares are going to be used, what are the network components, which network connections you are using. So you have to evaluate if the current technology that has been using is effective or not, if you have to make any certain changes in it or not. So after accessing the current technology, you have to see if there is any change required to in the database or in the software or in the hardware. So you have to evaluate all these for the purpose of scalability. Scalability means your system can perform in any condition, in any environment, in on any hardware or any operating system. And compatible means how it is going to be reliable, how it is going to be meets the need of the organization. So this is what you have to access the current technology, and then you have to see what changes can be made. Then you have to identify the technology gaps. For example, you have been using a software from past 5 to 10 years, okay, that is not currently being used in the modern days or in today's days. So you have to identify which are the outdated softwares or what are the previous limited hardware. For example, now after the invention of the Gen 7, Gen 10 processor, but your system is currently running on the Gen 5 processors or or any other gen like 3 or 4. So you have to update your hardware. You have to update your software. You have to identify how much gap uh, is there in our current technology and then the technology that is running in the modern era. So you have to identify that gap, and on the basis of that gap, you can change your software, you can change that hardware. So what are the integration that might be take place? Integration means the new things that you are going to add in your system. So then you have to stay informed about the technical trends. Okay. After identify the technology gap, you can make improvement there. Okay. IMS, your MIS can also improve by identifying what if there is any technology gap. If you notice, then you make changes there. And then after then you can also change by staying tuned with the technical trends. Okay, you have seen cloud computing is going to be more useful, the cyber security for the security reasons. Now today's artificial intelligence is mostly involving. So by the current trends you can upgrade your system. As I mentioned earlier, you can improve your system by integrating artificial intelligence agent in it, so that the tasks that might be performed by your manager, your AI can be performed. Your AI agent can answer the several theories. For example, you have seen for customer care services, AI agents are used in daily life. So you can integrate it for your customer care service. Like if a customer wants to know about your organization or your product, so instead of manually, you are going to tell your customer again and again, it might take a lot of time. It might waste your time and efforts. So for that purpose, you can train your AI model, okay, to answer the queries, certain queries of your user. So for the purpose of security, if you want to strengthen the security of your system, you can integrate, you can improve your cyber security, like you can implement different security algorithms, checks, softwares to improve the security of their system. So this can by staying tuned with the technical trends, what are the new technologies used, you can improve your system. Okay, you can upgrade your system by using that technical trends. Then you can engage with your any question. Okay. Then you can engage with your IT professionals. As I mentioned earlier, while you are studying technology, you can collaborate with your IT professionals in your organization just to seek their expertise. If you can go there and ask if I can make any certain change in my technology, how can I upgrade my system to today's modern era? Like how I, if you don't know how to integrate your AI, So you can just give them a basic idea that I want to integrate artificial intelligence agent for the purpose of customer service or for the purpose of handling the employees. Okay, so for that purpose you can also contact with your IT professionals, the IT department of your organizations to enhance your MIS. Then you can evaluate the emerging technologies. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, you have to stay tuned with the technical trends, daily technical trends. For example, you can use machine learning for predictive analytics. Like you want to know how your product is going to be do in the market after the launch, so you have to make some predictions, so you can use machine learning. So if you have no idea about the machine learning, it is a branch of artificial intelligence. Okay, that uses different kind of algorithms to train a model, okay, to for the purpose of predictions. Okay, as you seen, if you watch different kind of matches of different games, there is a predictive score, okay, that has been shown while currently the match is doing or while the game is playing. So that is done by machine learning. Okay, the predictive analytics, okay, all these things can be done by using. So by having the knowledge of the emerging trends and technology, you can also improve your system. Blockchain is another kind of technology for secure data. Okay, in blockchain, what you have done, just like just like a chain, or one point is connected with another, the other, like for example, your tracking system. If you have ordered something online, so you can track where your product has been, how much distance has your product has covered. So that is done by blockchain. So one block is connected with, means one piece of information is connected with others, the vendors are connected with the suppliers. So in this way a chain is made, okay, for secure data transactions. Okay, so the tracking of the system can is a example of the blockchain. So the next one is risk assessment. So if you want to identify the potential vulnerabilities, the security threats, if you're in front, if someone is going to steal, if you want to take a check on the hackers, if you want to take a check on the security risk, how your infrastructure is meet the compliances, means your the legal standards. Okay, the mere safeguard against the cyber threats, everything. Okay, so for the risk assessment, you also have to take account on it. So what if how much loss can you face if you launch a product, or how much profit you can gain. So for risk assessment at this area, you can also make use certain kind of technologies. Then you can plot new technologies. Okay, like as I mentioned that firstly you have seen a new technology, or you have seen a new technology trend, and you want to implement it. So what you will do, you will take a smaller risk. Okay, you will implement it on a small level first. Okay, and after implementing on a small level, you see that it is working properly. Means this technology is beneficial for the organization. Then you, after identifying that, you just implement it on a full scale, on a large deployment. Okay, then you can investigate a user-friendly solution. User-friendly means a graphical interface, the UI, that is easy to use by the user. A user can't face difficulty while using that. So you can find solutions, okay, different kinds of solutions, how you can enhance your user experience, mobile accessibility features, how you can make your graphical user interface of the system that can be easily viewed, or a user can know how to use the different features of it. So you can use different kind of ways and solution to improve that. Then you can create a technology roadmap. Roadmap means the outline, the step-by-step procedure you have to plan. Now you studied where the technology have to be changed, what areas of technologies need to be changed. You will make a roadmap of it. Like you have to just like on strategic planning or goaling is take out. you have to start that I have to integrated AI in that area. Then on the next step, you can say that I have to make my GUI more interactive by changing some interface or backgrounds. Then on the third, you just put your infrastructure. You can change your servers. You can change the outdated softwares, technologies. So by this, you can make a roadmap, a direction that will indicate how you can make changes in it. Then after that, you have to collaborate with the vendors. Vendors means the suppliers, the partners, just to stay informed about the products, your services. Then you explore the new offers, everything you have been using in your system to improve your system. So by using these steps, you can improve your system. Clear? Any question till here? Let me know, please. Then I will proceed further. So you have studied the technology, you have studied the people. Let's see how the improvement can be made in an organization. Okay, how you can make different improvements in the organization. Clear? Okay. So let's see the organizations. You can conduct need assessments, like if you can understand the requirements of an expectation of different stakeholders. As I told you earlier, that the stakeholders are the peoples who are connected with your organization, organizations or MIS, like your partners, the investors, everyone that is involved there. Then you can conduct the surveys, interview, focus group discussion. Focus group means a particular group of people you want to work on or focus on. For example, the focus group can be your employees. You want to work on the group of employees for the betterment of employees. So the focus group can be anything. Okay, to gather the information, the needs of that peoples. Then you can map the business processes that are involved in your business, like the production of the product, marketing of the product, the competitors information, how to what are the benefits of launching that product, the gain and the loss of the organization. So all this you have to map in your business processes. So this information can be included in the MIS. Okay, so in this way, by conducting the daily assessments, by mapping the information, you can make your system better. Then you can evaluate the data quality. Okay, so it is very important to see what kind of data that is delivered in your system. So MIS is basically, data is the backbone of the MIS. If your data is not correct, not timely, you can't do nothing. The basic purpose of this system is to make several changes, to make decisions, to carry out daily activities. For carrying out the daily activities, data is very crucial, very important. If it is inaccurate, then you can't do anything. Okay, so data is the most important element, okay, for the improvement of your system. Then you can review the organizational structure, like you can examine how the organization, what is the reporting relationships, how the data is organization structure means the whole architecture of your organization, how the daily activities are carried out, what is the purpose and the goal of your business, what are the different departments, how many people are working in every department, what employee do is, this is all the organizational structure. After reviewing things, then you can see different, identify the opportunities, the need, where there is the need of communication, where is the need of collaboration, to which your system can be improved. Okay, you can include several features for improving the your organization structures and goals. Then you can evaluate user experience. Okay, what is the how users are experiencing while using your system, like what is the how they are giving the data to your system, and what the information they are getting from that system. So how you can make enhance the user experience, as I mentioned that for employees that are using, the most important thing that they get from this system is their daily tasks, their salary checks, how their per hour working salaries, all this information, how you can improve them. For manager, the daily information of the system is crucial. So how you can add different features so that they can provide more benefits to them, more aids to them. The basic purpose of technology in today's world is to provide aids to the people. The basic purpose of the MIS is to lessen the manual time, the manual task activity. So you have to see how you can enhance the user experience for them. Okay, then you have to review the security measures. So how you are going to protect your data from the unauthorized users, the users who are not allowed to have a look on your data, the illegal the peoples who can use might steal your data for illegal purpose. So you have to also see the security measures, what kind of, just like in Windows, the firewall is used to protect your network data from unauthorized access. So how you can integrate different kind of softwares that might be used to improve your data or improve the security measures. Then, as mentioned, you can collaborate with the IT department for your purpose. You can pilot programs, means before implementing a program, as I mentioned, in on a large scale, you can make improvement on a smaller scale. How we can improve our system by studying the people's organization and technologies. So we have seen how we can study them by knowing the needs of them. By we have seen different points. So let's move to the next topic of today's lecture: processes. Okay, now we have seen how you can make your system much and more better than before. Now let's see what plans you can do for the further development of your system. So first thing is to identify the processes that are used to design and the improvement of the system. What are the things, needs, and requirement? What is a process? Okay, process refers to the activities, the implementations, the tasks that are required to maintain or manage your system. So first of all, you have to define the scope. Okay, you have to identify on which department you are going to focusing on. Like, you have to perform the business function. Your process is going to perform the business function, like the gain, loss, profit, whatever that are the features of a business, or it is for the entire organization. So first you have to define the scope, what your process is going to do. Okay, if you are developing a new process or a new feature, what is going to do? Is it for the entire organization, or for a specific department, or for specific peoples? So you have to clearly define the goal and the objective, okay, for the system. So the first step is to define your goal. Next, you have to document the roles and the responsibilities. Means, just like if you prepare a Word document, okay, you have to identify what are the roles and responsibilities of the individual in the each process. For example, what kind of peoples are involved in means, if you are developing a task or a feature for an employee, so what will be their roles and responsibilities? Is they have to submit their information about that. For carrying out an employee task, you gather the employee's information for calculating their salaries or any other thing. So you have to identify for what tasks, for what process, what kind of people are going to involve. There can be the owner, there can be the managers, and the end user. End user refers to the user that uses your system. Okay, then you have to understand their roles, how they are going to access the system, what they are their responsibilities for assessing their systems. Okay, then you have to align the organizational goals. Okay, first you have defined the goals of the features. Then you have to see the goals or the scope you have been made for the system are meeting the organization goals. For example, the basic goal of your organization is to gain 50% profit this year by the launch of some their product, or their or anything they are going to launch, and you have to see the processes you have made are matching that organization goal or not. So how that overall thing is going to impact the business environment, how the goals or processes you have identified, how they are going to work with the organization. So in the third step, you have to align, you have to match, you have to see the process with the organization goals. Okay. Then you have to process selection. First, you have identified the process, then you have seen that how it is going to meet the organization goal. You have seen how different kind of peoples are involved in it. Okay, your next step is to select the process. You have to select a specific the process that is meeting with your requirement. You have to select that process. Okay, so there are some steps for the process selection. So the first thing is the prioritize process. You can select on the base of priority, which you have to consider which factor is more important, which thing, like there are different kind of tasks or processes. You have to see if the cost reduction is more important for time being, or customer certification is more important for you, or the compliance requirement, like the legal issues that your company is facing is more important for you for that time. Or you have to see the user analytics information of your employees or for the organization, means everything that you want to see. So you have to give a priority. Okay, on the basis of that priority, you have to select that task. You have to see your goals and requirements. What are the needs? What are the requirements of you? So you give, for example, if you perform your daily activities, you perform your tasks on the basis of priority. Okay, the higher priority task is executed first. In the same way, in the organization, if you are selecting a process to execute first, in the development of, if you are going to develop your system, if you want to make extension means extra features. You have made your system very well, but you want to enhance it more, like you want to enhance with adding additional features. So you have to see what is the major priority or task it. So by giving a specific priority, you can select the task from that. I hope so this point will be clear. The next one is the integration opportunities. Integration means merging. Okay, how the existing system can be enhanced by adding more features into it. So you have to see what kind of integrations can be made your system more effective. You can what kind of manual data entries that you want, or what integration can enhance, like as I mentioned, if you integrate AI or ML algorithms in it, you can enhance your customer services, you can enhance your feedback services, whatever you want to do. So you have to consider what integrations you want from your system. Then is the customer facing processes. Customer facing processing are the type of processes that a customer directly that has a direct impact on your customer or client. Okay, just like customer satisfaction, like if your customer that is for example, you are a person or you are an IT professional who is going to develop a MIS. Your customer will be the organization that is going to purchase your system. So you have, your first priority will be your customer is satisfied with your services, the work you have been done for them is satisfied. So you have to evaluate the processes, evaluate that basic feature. For example, it is a business organization and they want you to develop a system for them. So they give you their basic requirements, like their business regulation tasks, tracking of the business manager, their daily activities. They provide you a list of requirements and ask you to build a system that provide these requirements to us, that fulfill are these requirements. So you have to see what kind of processes you are going to implement to gain their satisfaction, and how they contribute, how your system can be more advantageous or provide more benefits to their organization. You also have to see this. So you have to evaluate the customer processes. Then you can access the data intensive processes, means the processes that are used to handle the data. As I mentioned, that data is the backbone of the MIS. So you have to see the features, the implementations that has been used to access the data. Okay, that has been used to manage all the data in your system. So you have to also take care of it. Okay, like you want the data about the customers and everything. So you use different kind of databases for managing that data. What kind of databases you are using? What kind of peoples are? What how much database your system can store? How much data your database can store? What kind of servers are you are going to use? So all this you have to access all the data intensive processes to make sure that it can improve the accuracy for better decision making, to reduce how you can reduce the processing time. Processing time is the time that is required to retrieve some data. So if you ask your system to perform some operations, the time that a system used to perform a certain operation is the processing time. So you have to take care what how you can reduce that time. Okay, then you can analyze the critical path processes, like the processes that ensure the that have the direct impact on the organization performance. Like if you made certain changes in the backend database. Okay, if you change the database of your system, it can have the direct impact on the organization performance. If you change the whole or entire data, that then the daily working might be disturbed. So you have to see what are the crucial and critical data sensitive areas which have to handle properly. Then you have to evaluate the employees impact. Okay, while selecting a process, you have to see how it is going to impact your employer, like automating their routine. As I mentioned, the tasks that is performed manually, your system can perform automatically, like their daily base attendance, by notifying them their daily tasks. So you have to see what repetitive tasks and how you can free up time for employees to focus on, like the tasks that is performed by an employee. You can perform them uh, that tasks by your system automatically instead of manually, so that the employee can have save more of his time and focus on some other activities. So how you can evaluate the employees? Then cost benefit. Your system must be cost benefit, like how you can include a cost saving and decision making, like how your system save different costs, uh, like by the increase in the technology, by using different AIs, the cost of hiring employees is getting lessened day by day. So you have to also target that, how you can uh, save the money of the organization, how you can reduce the cost, how you can improve the decision making. So by while selecting a process, you have to see what is the cost effective strategy for that. Then understanding the input and output, you have to identify clearly what is the input and what a process is going to take the output from the system. Okay, you have to understand the data flow, the information that is required at the different stages of processes. So what is a process? Process is a function, the implementation, a feature that is going to be integrated in your system. Okay, I am going to repeat that. What is a process? And then you have to understand what is the input you give to that process, and what is the output that you are expecting from that process. Then after that you have to see the data quality. Okay, it does not be how you can reduce the errors in your data. Okay, is your data is accurate? If it is meeting the customer, like organization is the customer of yours, so is it meeting the organizational requirement or standards or not? So have you also have to take a check on it. So if you have any question till now, let me know, then I will proceed next. Okay, it's clear to you that that sounds good. So let's proceed further with the last 2 points. So the next thing is assessing the current processes. Okay, so how you can access the process, like document technology constraints. You have to understand if any technical constraints or limits can may impact the processes, like it may be the outdated softwares that I mentioned, the hardware, what are the limitations, if there is any compatibility issues in your system or not. Then you can conduct a SWOT analysis. SWOT refers to the strength. Okay, S refers to the strength. What is the strength of the organization? Like if you are running a business, what makes your business more powerful? What is the most hidden point of your business, that due to which your business is on a certain height? What is it is a product that is uh, regulating in all over the world, due to which your business get benefits or profit day by day. Then what is the weakness? You have to analyze the weakness of your business or organization, due to which you can gain some losses. Then what are the opportunities to overcome that weaknesses? You also have to analyze that. Then what are the threats, the risk your business have to face or your business is going to face? This is the SWOT analysis. So you have to conduct that for each process, for each functionality you are going to implement. You have to see. This can provide a real view of the current state, okay, and inform you the decision making, like if you have to change something. So every organization or business do its SWOT analysis, like what is their strength, what is their weakness, what is the opportunities that can be provide them to improve, or what are the threats in them. Okay, all everything you have to see. Then you have to document the findings and recommendations. Okay, after all doing the process of selecting the activities, selecting the processes, you have seen everything, then you have to make a report of that. You have to provide the recommendations that you have analyzed throughout the journey, that how you can improve that system, how you can improve the recommendation and change the tasks. Then how you are going to engage. Then at the end you have to engage with the end user. You can engaging with end user means you can communicating with them by gathering the feedback about their experiences, their current processes. You have to see everything about that, the challenges, the suggestions, and the improvements. Okay, the end user is the key indicator. Like if your end user, like your end user will be the organization that is going to use your system, is it satisfied or not? Okay, you have to see. Then you have seen the process selection process, how you are going to access that process. Now you have to plan a process, how you can make a process. First thing, as I mentioned, the first and foremost, you have to define the objective. What is the objective of your process? Then you have to develop a process model. Different process models can be used. It can be your decision points. What is your integration points? What is the technology that you are going to be used in your system? Or what is the technology utilization of your process? Everything that enters in your system is your how you are going to develop a process model. Like there are different software models that are used to develop a process, like agile. If you have learned basic knowledge of, if you have an understanding of software engineering, then there are different process software models that are used to develop a software, like waterfall, agile, everything. Many are there. So for developing a process, there are many process models that includes the information of the data flow, like your decision points, where you, as I told, where you have to integrate something new, where what kind of technologies you are going to use. Then you have to conduct a risk assessment. Okay, then you have to see what are the challenges of implementing a new MIS feature. Process means you can refer to a process as a feature. If you are going to plan a new feature or want to add upgrade your system, so what challenges you are going to face while making changes in them, so you have to take care of it too. Then what is the budget, how you are going to allocate means giving the resources. What is your budget? Okay, it may, what cost it may associate with the technology, what is the training cost, what is the cost of the developer or the person who is going to add that new feature. So all this thing was financial and human resources, you have to take care of it while planning a process. Then changes. Okay, you have planned a process, you have create a process, you have add a new feature. So what if you want to make some changes? Firstly, you have to identify which process has to be changed, why it has to be changed, if from which area it is related, from finance, from human resource, from sales and productions, everything you have to see. Then the next thing is the inputs and the outputs you have to see. Then what are the result information that is produced by the process, everything you have to see. You have to identify the needs and the designing everything, the input and output. I think I have explained earlier about this. Then you have data handling, how you are going to handle the data if there is any change that is required in this area. Then what is the decision points? Okay, what are the decisions, different decision point where you have to take the action? What are the predefined rules and criteria? So you have to also take care of it, you have to take a note of it. Then the automations, I told you several times, automation means converting your manual tasks to digital into a digital form, or like in a loop a system performs your tasks instead of a person. This is your automation. What are the technologies that are used to perform the different repetitive tasks? What is their speed, their accuracy? Is there is any error while performing their tasks? So you have to take care of it while performing the tasks. Then you have to monitor, is the improvement you are going to make is is doing great or not? Is there is, what is the feedback, what are their optimizations mean? Optimization means making the system better and better by contributing the adjustments and everything. Clear? So this was all about today's lecture. We have seen how we can improve our MIS, then how by studying different people, organization, and the technologies. Okay. Then we have studies what are the extensions then we can use in improving our system. So any question till now throughout this course from the first lecture to the last lecture? So today your course is wind up. Next will be your assignment class only. So if you have any question till now, let me know, please. You can improve. These are the three questions that are mentioned in your screen. If anybody wants to answer, please feel free to answer the any question from the mention. Then this was all about today's lecture.